should be working. Hello everyone, or that no one's gonna be watching this. I got bored, and I randomly got I got the urge to make a YouTube video. So, I'm just here with some, Slay the Spire Downfall. This is a mod for the game Slay the Spire. If any of my fans, like this game, all the fans I have. I know it's kind of a far cry from the last things I've uploaded on this channel, but I mean, it's kind of, variety is the spice of life. So wow, this is so I think it's good to mix up what you upload every once in a while. And so yeah, I kind of wanted to document a bit. I don't know if document's the right word, but just sort of like how I feel about this mod, because I think they have a long ways to go in terms of balancing it, which makes sense. It's a mod. It was some official thing, I could be like, wow, this is really imbalanced, but like it's a community created thing. I can't really fault them for not really knowing what to do when it comes to balancing it. But there are definitely some glaring issues, and I think it's weird that they haven't been fixed yet. Because like this character I'm playing right now, the Awakened, right? As far as I'm aware, they're new. When I played this a few months ago, they weren't here. I think it was a few months ago. So I'm just gonna have to assume they're new. And so that means they're still updating it. But the issue is, like, there's still some things that it really feels like they should get that working before they're like adding new characters and everything. Like, one of the characters, the automaton, is kind of busted. Like, forgot I drained myself last turn. Like, they're so strong, and then I play this character, and I just feel like I'm worthless. Like, the Awakened feels really weak. Like, I just don't do anything. I've yet to win a run on them, and I think I've done probably like 10 by now. And, like, I don't think that's just some, like, this game is hard. Or at least, like, okay. The amount of effort you have to put in to win runs sometimes feels like it's just not equal for all characters, like in the base game it felt like some characters would come easier to me, at least. Like, I had an easier time winning as them, but it was never I don't think it was ever because like this character is stronger than this character, right? I think the base game did a really good job at balancing that. And then this mod, I feel like they kind of, it needs work. Because this character feels so, like, weak and worthless. But then I go and play the automaton. Sorry. And I've gotten to, like, Ascension 9, I think, on them. That's higher than I've gotten with anyone in the base game. And I've been playing the base game for, years and years. Not all the time, off and on. But, like, still, right? That feels a little bit absurd to me. That I can just win, 9 runs. And for those who haven't played this game, Ascension is essentially like sort of not really a prestige. Basically, if you win a run, then you get Ascension 1, and then if you win a run on Ascension 1, you get 2, and so on and so forth, or Ascension 2. And each level of Ascension brings in, like, it's harder than the last. So, considering I think the highest Ascension I have in the base game is like, I want to say 5 on the defect, and then I can start this mod and then get to 9 in like a couple weeks. It feels like maybe something needs to change there. I don't know what, but I hope they figure it out. Let's go with that. I mean, I could talk about why I think the automaton is so much stronger than other characters. You know what? I will, because I need something to talk about. So, for some reason, I say for some reason. So each of the characters in this mod have their own sort of gimmick. So mine is the spell book. With the first 2 turns, because of my starting item here, one of the 4 spells in this is given to me, and they all have the retain trait, which means after, even when I end my turn, they don't go away like the other cards I have into my discard pile. They stay there for me to use later. So like right now, I don't want to take 10 damage from this enemy, so I'm going to use Cryostasis, one of my spells. That is the gimmick of the Awakened. There's some other unique mechanics. Conjure just means that you get a spell from the spellbook, and then once you've used all 4 of them, they all come back. And this is your Awakening, so after you've played 7 power cards, you awaken, which upgrades all of the spells in your spellbook. So, for example, I think Dark Leech, when upgraded, puts more mana burn on them. And basically mana burn, every turn you get 3 energy, and if any effect causes you to have less energy at the start of your turn, all of the enemies that have mana burn take damage equal to the amount of mana burn that they have on them. So like right now, because I played the Hymn card, I had the drained effect on me, which meant this turn, I lost an energy. So here I have 2 instead of 3, even though I haven't played any cards. So if I had mana burn on the looter, they would have taken damage equal to the amount of mana burn on them. And I think that's fine by itself. So I put some mana burn on them now. But like, I don't know, I find it really hard. Like, I think it's because every build that you have for the Awakened kind of takes a while to get going, so you're just gonna take a bunch of damage and then lose. Like, certain characters, you can just like do your build immediately and then you're fine, but mana burn, you obviously need to get mana burn on the enemies, and then you need to do things that make you lose energy, right? So it takes a bit, you don't always have a card that can do mana burn. If you have a bigger deck, then obviously there's a lower chance that you get those cards. That's a thing with every character, but still. Yeah, I think it's just a case that it takes a while to get value out of, like, pretty much every build the Awakened has. And then compare that to the character I was complaining about earlier. The, not Brass Contraption. That's Risk of Rain. The Automaton. The Automaton, you could, like, I think the issue is, so his gimmick, he has 2 gimmicks. He has a little status here that makes it so you have, like, a meter that puts you into defensive mode, and you have cards that make you go into defensive mode sooner, and when you go into it, you get 16 block and some spikes. And, you have cards that make it so, like, when you're in defensive mode, you do this, or blah, blah, blah. That's fine. The other gimmick, though, the one that I think could be an issue, or is an issue, the one that I think is the issue, is it, you get these gems, right? And the gems cost no energy to play. So if you draw them, you could just play it for free. You don't need to put any investment into it or anything. You just pick up the gem. There's a lot of ways to get gems. There's a card that is a power that you play it, and then at the end of the fight, you just get a gem from 3, like, to pick from. And it's so much free value, and not only that, like, there's every build when you're playing as the construct. Did I already just forget his name? I think I suck at making videos. Whatever. The character I've been talking about. Like, every build just ends up becoming a gem build because, like, why would you ever not take the gem, right? It's just free value. So, like, it's weird. Like, he has different builds and everything, but you kind of just always going to be doing a gem build because it is free, and even if you're trying to do other stuff, you're gonna end up getting gems, and it's like, well, I might as well use them. And even if you might be thinking like, okay, well, you only draw so many cards per turn, right? Speaking of, I'm gonna take a peck here. You only draw so many cards per turn, so by taking these gems, you're locking yourself out of getting other other things, right? Because if you drew a gem, then you didn't draw something else. But part of the gem gimmick is that cards will have slots. And every time you're at a rest stop, or a little rest, a campfire, you can, for completely free, put a gem into certain cards. Not every card has gem slots, but the ones that do, for no cost to you, aside from you don't have the gem in your deck anymore, which is good because you have just, like, shrinking your deck is really important, because, like, this clutch, right? Deal 8 damage, draw a 0 cost card. That is a direct upgrade to my strikes. You, in general, want to get rid of your strikes and defends, because you're going to get cards that are just straight up better. Like, Alter is just the block, but I get to exhaust a card, which is effectively thinning out my deck, but just for that fight. And Conjure, so I get to summon a spell too. Like that, it's just an upgrade to defend, right? And even like Peck, that's just the same damage as a strike, but I also, or this is more shield actually than if I just use to defend, and I get to deal 1 damage, and I get to draw 2 cards. So you usually do not want to have a big deck. There are certain things that are benefited by having a big deck. Pause. But, in general, you want to have the smallest deck possible. So, with the gems, right, if you, say you win a fight and you get that little card reward, if you pick a gem, you're essentially getting, like you basically just get, not only do you get a free card in the sense that it doesn't cost any energy to play, but you can just get rid of it later, but not in the sense, like, normally thinning out your deck isn't easy to do. Part of the downfall mod is that the merchant fights you because you're one of the bosses, you're evil. And normally, in a normal run when you're not fighting the merchant, you can spend money to remove 1 card from your deck, and it costs more the more that you do it, because obviously the devs know how valuable it is to have less cards in your deck, right? Like, because if I have clutch, right, this just does more damage than a strike. Why would I ever want to draw a strike in one of my draw slots at the start of a turn compared to drawing clutch? So you obviously always want to have the smallest deck of cards possible. Not the smallest deck of cards possible, but it is valuable. It is very good to not have too many cards, because then you just end up, like, you don't get the cards that you need for your build, and then you lose and you die. So when you pick up these gems, right, not only does it cost nothing, so if you get it, you might as well just play it, but you also get to remove it later. But you're not really removing it, because you still get the value of the gem, right? When you put the gem into a socket on a card, when you play that card, the effect of the gem also happens as if you had just played the gem. So let's say you have one that gives you, a gem that gives you 1 temporary strength. You could just have it by itself and play it and get that temporary strength. Or you could put it into a card, and then when you play that card, you also get the temporary strength. So not only have you buffed that card without having to upgrade it, or if it already is upgraded, you can upgrade it, you can buff it again, like give it extra effects, but you have also thinned out your deck. Like, without actually really losing value. And, like, you don't even have to put them into sockets. Most of the time, you're going to end up with more gems than you have sockets. And it's like, oh, well, what am I going to do with these gems now? You can just play them. There's a power you can get called floating orbs, that whenever you play a card that doesn't cost anything, like a gem, it will do 3 damage or 4 damage if you upgrade it. I think it's 4 if you upgrade it to a random enemy. I mean, like it's just free value. Like even if it's a gem that doesn't do damage, which most of them don't. I think there's only one that does damage actually. Like you're still doing damage just for playing it, And that's not even to mention like the one gem that does do damage, it gives you it generates another temporary card that is also a 0 cost that does damage. So you get 6 damage from the floating orbs from playing it once. It's just crazy. You just get so much free value just for playing the game. Like, I don't know. I really do not know what they were thinking not only when they made that character, but they still haven't nerfed him at all. Like, he's still busted as hell. I don't get it. Maybe they just don't care. I didn't think about that. Maybe they just don't care. Like I said, it's a mod. They don't have to. It's not, they are not tasked with, is that gonna make it split? Oh, that's so bad for me. Wow, that is really unlucky. Ooh. That sucks so bad. Oh my god. That enemy has a feature where when it gets to half HP, it splits into 2, and all of that mana burn I stacked up on it just went away. Awesome! Didn't want it anyways. I didn't even need it, to be honest. Why would I want to put mana burn on enemies? Not even like doing a mana burn build. But yeah, that character is disgustingly broken, and this one I feel like I do nothing. I should probably explain more about what this game actually is. This is Slay the Spire. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that the people who are subscribed to me don't know anything about Slay the Spire. I don't think it's a stretch to imagine that they don't. I only know like 3 or 4 people that play this game, so. But yeah, it's a deck builder roguelike where in this mod at least, you go through these floors. Each one is a different thing. So these are enemies. This is a unknown. It could be an event. It could be a shop. It could be an enemy. It could be a treasure chest. Right? It can be any of these things, or just an event. These are elite enemies. They're stronger, but you get a relic at the end. Relics are items that you get that permanently affect you across the run. So, for example, this strawberry I got at the start gave me 7 more max HP. Yeah, there's a rest site. You can upgrade your cards or heal for, I believe, 30%? Or no, is it just 20? You can heal. You can heal. You can only do one or the other. Certain relics or characters give you more options. These are special elites that give you one of these. I'm not going to go into it. No, they're just a little bit stronger, but you get an extra reward. And this is the boss that we are going down towards, because normally in the game, you are going up towards one of the bosses, but you play as the bosses and you go down in this mod. That's why it's called Downfall. Creative, isn't it? So I don't know why I'm just being an asshole about it. Like, oh, that's real creative. I don't normally have to talk this much when I'm playing games. I'm not really used to it. Like, I'm normally I just kind of like sit there in the call, just like listen while I play a game. I'm never the one who has to like sit here actually playing the game. I don't have anyone to talk. I don't have anyone to like bounce off of or anything. It's a little bit evil. Ooh, speaking of evil, I can get myself some block. Yeah. Oh, a little mana burn at the end. Oh, I forgot I used that. Yeah, the goal is just to get through these, they're called acts, so this is Act 1, the start. The goal is just to get through, beat the boss. There's 3 acts. Let's just say there's 3 acts for now. There's a lot of stuff I could explain, but I don't want to just like overcomplicate this for nothing. So I want to get the 2 rest sites here, but that means I have to go through an elite, and I'm really not doing. I mean, it could be going a lot worse. Well, let's say that. It could be going a lot worse. Let's see if we can go get some mana burn. Ooh, I'll take a ceremony. I'm actually not going to him here, because I'm going to need that I'm gonna need that energy next turn. So let's do this. Alright, he gets mad. So elite fights are usually a bit more involved than just your regular fight. So this is the Gremlin Knob, very scary. He buffs himself at the very start with Enrage, so whenever I play a skill, such as defending, it gains 2 strength, which makes all of its attacks do 2 more damage. So every single time I do that, he is going to do more damage, and more damage, and more damage, and more damage, until I eat shit and die. So you kind of just have to either not play skills, which means you're not going to be getting any block, or kill him. I mean, that's the thing. You kind of just have to kill him. He doesn't have any inherent scaling by himself, so like, I guess you could try to because you can't really block. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a tougher fight. Here, I'm gonna give him a weak him, and then I'll do this so I can exhaust this. And I don't have any. Well, I guess I do have a chant, don't I? Yeah. So I'll save this for when I. Chant is a special thing that cards can have. So, for example, this is a legendary card, Nihil. It puts 13 mana burn on the enemy of my choice. And the chant effect is that all enemies will lose HP equal to their mana burn. It essentially just pops the mana burn effect without you having to actually lose energy. Well, I guess you're spending energy to play it, obviously, but still. And to get the chant effect, you have to play a power card before you play this. So because the ceremony is a power card with retain, I can just keep it here until I draw Nihil, and then I play ceremony, and then I can play Nihil, and then every time afterwards, and also when I do play Nihil at that point, it will have the chant effect. So yeah, I think this character is really interesting, like really unique. But like I said, I find it just so hard to generate like value as them, right? Like I have to, put in all this work to get all this mana burn effects going, and then like I'm gonna take 36 damage. I'm gonna be left at well, I guess I have 2. Okay, I'm gonna be left at like 3 HP, and all that work just to get 25 mana burn on the Gremlin Knob. Sorry, 4 HP. And it's not even gonna kill. I think I'm gonna lose the run right now. Well, no. Okay, yeah, actually I am. Yep. I mean, obviously, how much of it is just, it's a skill issue, I don't know. Maybe this character is really good and I just suck. But like, then I go and, I can do a construct run right now. I will. Sorry, the Guardian. I've been saying construct this whole time. Probably getting you confused with this guy. But yeah, Ascension, this means I have won 10 runs. And everyone after the last one, not in a row, obviously, but everyone after the last one was harder than the last. Actually, can I look in the statistics? Can I see? I feel like I've won most runs as this character. Like, oh good, I can. Yeah, the Guardian. I have more victories than deaths. That's not usually how it goes. Like, the Watcher, I've done 1 run and I, ate shit and died. The Defect, I've done 71 runs, I've only won 10 of them. The Silent, like, normally, you do not do this well. Normally you don't have more victories than deaths on any character, and that is true for every other. Yeah, see, I've done 9 runs as the Awaken. I've played 4 hours and 40 minutes of this character, but like I still like nothing. I just haven't gotten anything done as them compared to this. I have the same amount of victories as the Guardian as I do deaths on that character, but as the Awaken, but with nothing to show for it. No victories. Let's do a Guardian one. This should help me show off why I think this character is so broken. So to start off, every character has a trinket up here that they start with, a relic. This will make more sense when I get into the actual fights, but you just start with any random common gem. So for me, that was Fragmented Gem. This is one of the only gems that does damage to enemies if you don't count Thorns, which needs the enemy to hit you. You play it, and then you get a Crystal Shiv that does 3 damage, and it exhausts, meaning it leaves your deck it just leaves your deck. So you only get to use it once. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get rid of a strike. For 0 cost, I get half the value of a strike with the Fragmented Gem here. And if I get that Floating Orbs card I was telling you guys about, even more. Isn't that awesome? Alright, where do I want to go? Probably not. Well, but I do get... I don't think I've ever seen this. It's just a pure straight shot all the way down. I almost want to do it. Oh, I can get so many more rest sites if I... Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Yeah, what the hell? What is this segregation in Slay the Spire? That's messed up. It would be really funny, but I'm not going to do it. So, this is the character I was talking about. The busted-ass broken one. To start, this is the meter I was talking about. So, it starts off at 20 every combat. When you lose 20 HP, you get 16 block and enter defensive mode. And every time you do it, the number of health you need to lose goes up by 10 to a max of 50. And as part of the starter relic, you also get the Gear Up card. This will brace 10, which just means 10 of this goes away, so I only need to lose 10 HP to go into defensive mode. It doesn't say it here about defensive mode, but you also get, like, the shield that you get during the turn that you enter defensive mode doesn't go away at the next one. Like, normally if I played defend here, or I guess if I played these defends, I would get 15 block, I take the 6 damage, and I'd be down at 9 block, and then that block just goes away. I wouldn't have that block for the next turn. That is but you would need a special effect to be able to retain block between turns. It is not a very common thing. But when you on the turn that you enter defensive mode, you do retain that block, and then you lose defensive mode next turn, so you only get to, maintain it for 2 turns, but that's still better than nothing, on top of you just getting just get 16 block. You might also notice these 3 slots. This is the other gimmick that the Guardian has. You can put cards into stasis. You start with 3 stasis slots. So if I played Curl up here, I would brace 10 or remove 10 from my mode shift here. And then a random card that is in my hand right now would be put into stasis. So when a card is in stasis, let's say I did this and it put the defend in here. That defend would have 2 turns of stasis left. Every turn that goes, all of these stasis numbers in these slots goes down by 1, and then once it reaches 0, so after 2 turns of this being in stasis, I get the card back, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to play. So you're essentially investing in the card that, okay, if I get rid of it now by putting it in stasis, then later I will get it back for free. There's, stasis has its own builds and stuff, but that's another thing with the gems. Like, you can always make any build a gem build because there's so many different gems that any possible need that you have could be filled by a gem. Like, obviously the one gem that I have just does damage, but there is a gem that gives you brace. So if you're doing, a defensive mode build, get that gem, boom. There's a gem that, what's the effect called? There's an effect you can get that certain cards and that gem has where, the stasis number, goes down. So if you get that gem and you're doing a stasis build, boom, you just take it. Free value. You just get that for free. You get to get the cards out of stasis mode quicker for free. No, you don't need to invest anything into it, and you can put it into a card anyways later if you want. It just feels so disgusting. And I mean, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I lose now, but, so yeah, these are the sockets I was talking about. If I wanted to, next time I see a rest site, I could put the fragmented gem I have into, let's say, this piercing hide here, and then when I played it, I would get that crystal shiv to do damage. Multi-beam. This would be interesting. I've never gotten this card to work. So the tick effect, basically, when this card is in stasis and the little number goes down, the tick effect happens. And this X up here means it will, like, when you play this card, however much energy you have left is put into the card, and it's, it does the effect X times. So if I had 2 energy and I played this, it would deal 6 damage to all enemies twice. Which wouldn't actually be, this wouldn't be horrible. Because, like, if I have 1 energy left, this is just a strike that hits everyone. I think I'm gonna, like, charge him. Yeah, I'm gonna take multi-beam. You know what? Maybe I can get a stasis build, going here. 1 can help. Defend. This is a really annoying enemy. I'm pretty sure this is, like, if you're gonna complain about an enemy in Act 1, it's gonna be the jaw worm. I like to call it the jaw worm. Because it does 12 damage when you're on Ascension 2 or higher. Or 7 or higher, I think it's 2 or higher. And because, when you start, your defense only give you 5 block, you either have to play 3 to take no damage or 2, and you're just forced to take 2 damage. You have to deal with that. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying, especially like if you're going for like a hitless run or something, I guess. Like you don't want to take any damage. It can be kind of frustrating. But, and it can buff itself too. It gives itself 4 strength, so now you would need 4 defense to block all that, which obviously you can't. Normally, in Act 1, you don't really have a way to do 4 defense. I mean, I guess with this, when this comes out of stasis, then I would be able to do 4, but, Well, it's a good thing I have this card, the gear up from my starting relic. It exhausts when you play it, so now I will no longer have this in this combat, but the next one I go into, I will have it again. That's how it works. Yeah, I guess I just need to start killing it. Definitely feels weird just to be talking to myself. Like there's no one... There's a really good chance that no one even hears this. Like who's gonna watch this video and then like get far enough to even hear this, right? Because like this isn't the most exciting video. It's just like it's been going on for half an hour. It's just me playing Slay the Spire. Who wants to watch this? I guess I'll find out. You know what? If you're still watching, drop a comment. Let me know. I want to know. Does anyone give a shit enough to still be here watching me play Slay the Spire, just complaining about the balancing of Downfall? I guess I could make it more interesting. I could, I don't know, talk about stuff in my life. I'm gonna be going to college this summer. That's exciting. Ooh. I didn't think I was gonna go to college. Like when I was in high school, I was so sure. Like, I'll never go to college. I don't want to do that. But like, now that I'm here, like, I've been doing just like nothing with my life ever since I graduated. And at first it was like, oh, I'm gonna take a gap year, but like how many gap years can I take in a row before it's like, okay, what are you doing with your life? And it's not like I haven't been searching for jobs, and I've been trying. I'm trying to do stuff. The job market sucks. Haven't had any luck with it. I've gotten a couple interviews. Just a couple, exactly 2 actually. Or no, only 1. I've only had 1 interview. I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Like, I get that my resume doesn't look exemplary because I lasted a little under a year at my first job, and then I didn't get another job until I left, or I just didn't get another job after that. Like during high school, I wasn't looking for a job, so I just have this big gap in my resume where I wasn't doing anything, and they don't care enough to like ask me about it. They're just gonna see that on my resume and think, oh, maybe there's a reason A, he got let go, and B, like he hasn't found a job since. And I hope like I'm a good employee, Come here, for each upgrade, +1. Oh, so it activates... Oh, so I'm just gonna get a bunch of crystal shivs, okay. I've never actually used Refracted Beam. I, like, upgraded it a bunch, so that's good to know. Mercury Hourglass, I'm gonna deal damage to enemies at the start of all my turns. That's good. And, like, I know, or at least hope, that I'm a good employee. I feel like I didn't do bad at my old job. But, you know, I got let go. I can't. There's nothing I can't. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Wait, if I do this, does it? Alright, well, there's the gremlin knob. Ice cream! This is really good. Energy is conserved between turns. So if I end a turn with, you know, 1 energy remaining, I'm going to start the next one with 1 extra energy. That is really good for me. Reduce HUD by 1, or get an extra stasis slot. See, Stasis Strike feels good, but, like, most of the time I'm not really hungering for stasis slots, you know? Like, I'm not sitting there like, really wish I had an extra stasis slot right now. Do I want to put... I don't know if I want to put Onyx into Twin Slam. Twin Slam is kind of weird. I don't know. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to upgrade Sentry Blast with that. Yeah. Makes it so I also get Brace. I do 2 more... I mean, it's free. It's free. I don't know how much I can complain. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to upgrade Curl Up. This makes it so, instead of a random card being put into stasis, I get to pick which one gets put into stasis. That is huge for what I'm going for here. If I had Curl Up right now, I could use it and then put the multi-beam in there so it would get more damage, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. Strike, multi-beam. Let's do that, and then let's curl up and then ice cream value. I'm not doing anything else with my turn anyways. Actually, I probably shouldn't have hit them there. The way the split works on the slime enemies is the health that they have when they split is how much health the little mini slimes have. So it is best to, like, damage, like, before the slime gets to half health, you want to hit it as much as you can over that half health limit so that when it splits, it has less health. Yeah, that makes sense. I can talk. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter though, because I'm just playing this really balanced character. Ooh, this is really good. Temporary Thorns, who's gonna hit me 5 times. Love to see it. The next time you take attack damage, gain a repost strike that deals that much damage. So I'll get a 25 damage hit next turn. I think I'm gonna save that for the boss. Yeah, I think I just that. And sure. The issue with multi-beam is because it's an X cost, it doesn't have a really high, like, tick counter. Like, I think it only has 1. It's the same as a 0 cost card. It'll always just have, I can't hover over it, it'll always just have that 1 tick value to it, compared to Laser Turret, which has a special effect that makes it last more. Normally, when you put an item into stasis, the amount of turns it stays there is equal to its cost plus 1. So if I put a defend in there, it would stay in there for 2 turns because it is a 1 cost, so add 1 to that. But certain things break that. Like, any 0 cost will just immediately come out. Let's see here, Sentry Wave. Not immediately, but, you know. Do that. Shiv. So the way the shopkeep works is he has a bunch of HP, and he steals souls from you every time you see him, but when you kill him, you get all those souls back. Flooding Orbs. This build's good. You get all those souls back. Ooh. Ooh, but double act. Oh, this is actually such a tough decision. Waffle would mean I don't need to spend one of these healing before the fight. But double act just feels so good. If I can get that into stasis, and I get it for free. Ooh. Maybe apply one. Apply weak for level game. Clip clasp. I don't know if I want to fight any of these. Centurion on Mystic would probably destroy me. Although I guess I don't know if the Mercury Hourglass would really help. I don't know if it's worth it for these. Like, whenever you gain weak for a roll, gain one less. Like, if an enemy was just going to give me one, that would be really nice. And that does happen a decent amount. You know what? I'm going to have a rest. I'm going to have 2 rests. Okay. I will do it. This is assuming that Horseshoe works the way I'm thinking it does, and if they're going to hit me with 1, then it gets turned to 0, and not, it only works if they're hitting me with 2 or more. I'm going to, you know, wishful thinking and hope it works like that. And you know what? Actually, to help facilitate this, I'm actually going to get this Brew of Sharpness. And then just block what I can. So yeah, next turn I can just use that Repo Strike to immediately kill the Slaver here. There's defensive mode because I took enough damage. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. It's like the song. And then because of defense mode, didn't take any damage. So, Floating Orbs. Play it, and now every time I play a 0 cost card, remember this is the card I was complaining about earlier, I deal 3 damage to a random enemy. So just for playing that, I just got to hit that enemy and they're dead. Isn't that awesome? Accelerate, that's what it is. This is the one that reduces the tick number of cards in stasis, but it only works on the first one. You know, the card that is rightmost in stasis. And you know what? I'm gonna keep Tourmaline by itself. Actually, I don't know. Because that's the one thing about it is when you put a gem into a socket, it then essentially costs 1 to play. But I guess, okay, I think Onyx is more worth it to put in Twin Slam. Because the second Twin Slam you get after using the first also has the effect, so I essentially get 2 Onyxes. Do I want to put Tourmaline in Incinerate though? I don't think so. I do not think so. Okay. Yeah, we ball. Ooh, this is a really good... This is perfect, actually. Okay, double act. This is an elite, Lagavulin. This one's also pretty scary. My hand is full, you don't say. Let's do that. That. Tourmaline, although I don't really need to. Let's do this, which will get us the Century back, and we play it, which puts the Century Blast in there. I could multi-beam here. It'd be kind of funny. I would do 24 damage, but I don't think that's more worth it than this. Yeah, I think I do more damage if I just do this. Crystal Shift. Each of those Crystal Shifts would do 3 more damage if I had Floating Orbs, just to be clear. Pretty bad luck that I got it on the same turn I got Double Act, which was just so massive I couldn't not play it, especially against Lagavulin. Like, look how much damage I'm doing to this thing turn 1 because I got that. That's a fun part about Onyx. That's the gem that reduces your debuffs by 1 when you do it. Something like Tourmaline, which gives you temporary thorns, the thing that makes you lose thorns counts as a debuff. So because I played Onyx twice, technically, with the Twin Slam, I'm gonna keep 2 of the temporary thorns I got. So they're just permanent now. So every time it hits me, it's gonna take 2 damage. Was really hoping I could get Floating Orbs on the redo, but you win some, you lose some. Let's see, Century Blast. I actually think I curl up. I think I curl up the Twin Slam here, and then gear up to put me in defensive mode, and then I Incinerate, which will give me an extra damage from my laser turret. Every time that this ticks down while it's in stasis, I deal damage to an enemy. So it's essentially just more free value. We love to see it. Alright, let's weaken it. Refracted Beam Plus. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. You wouldn't get that on other characters. Let's just say that. The next turn you put the next card you play this turn. Place the next card you play this turn into stasis. I could see that being good. I do also like Spiker Protocol. Gain 12 block, gain 3 thorns for defensive mode, brace 8. Shield Spikes feels good. Because if you can get it into stasis, then you don't really have to worry about it being a 2-cost. In general, 2 costs have to be pretty decent for you to consider taking it, because obviously at base you only get 3 energy per turn unless you have something like double act or ice cream. So like you're spending most of your energy to get that effect, so it has to be something really, really worth it, like refracted beam, or let's pretend I had more, or double act, which costs all of your energy normally. Yeah. This is tough though. Reroute would fit into my build, and I can put a gem in there. Gem alert. I don't know if I want to though. I mean, I guess why not? The thing is with reroute, you have to play it at the start of your turn, or just normally, because it costs 1, and then you're probably going to want to reroute something like shield spikes so that you can get, you know, a free one later because it's in stasis. So like, I don't know, what would you... I guess I could put... You know what? Because if I... Theoretically, right... If I had reroute for free, or if I had an extra thing from ice cream, I could reroute and then play double act. And then I would get the double act, and then 4 turns later, if I don't accelerate, I would get another double act for free because I rerouted the double act. But that implies that I'm going to get both of them on the same turn, and I have an extra energy from ice cream. And I don't know about that. Does it go to a 2-cost when I upgrade it? It does. That would actually be massive. I should upgrade that. I'm probably... Well, I need to heal. I'm going to upgrade that soon. Or a secret third option. I just take Spiker Protocol, because this character is so good I don't need to worry about it. I'm going to save until I get the gem that accelerates to put that into Incinerate. That's usually a good combo. Just have it do the same thing twice. Alright, this is very good for me. I'm going to Tourmaline, double act. I don't think I really need to, because I mean, yeah, I could get like floating orbs, but what if it just does multi-beam and then that does nothing because I don't have any energy? Or I just do like some defense or strikes. It could be some, you know what? I'm not desperate, but I don't have slots really, so... Oh, I got floating orbs, that's massive. There's Centennial Puzzle. My hand is full. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's do that. And then Incinerate to get it back to weaken again. And that's also more floating orbs damage. I could do 6 damage 5 times. It'd be a little bit funny right now. I'm definitely gonna Twin Slam to get rid of that. It's unfortunate I didn't get Tourmaline. You know what? I'm gonna put that into stasis. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Fracted Beam. Boom. Boom. Twin Slam. Twin Slam. Also keep in mind with floating orbs, because the cards you get out of stasis cost 0, technically. If, you know, a defend or a strike got stasis, it would also get the floating orbs 0 cost buff. It's just such a... I think floating orbs itself is just the big part of the problem, honestly. Like, you just play it, and then there's just so much that you can do with 0 energy that it's crazy. I don't think I'm multi-beam here, even though it's doing more damage. I'm pretty sure this stays between turns. So like if I draw this again and I have curl up or another way to put a card into stasis, that'd be huge. Yeah. Is that true? Yeah, it still does 8 damage. Alright, so if you've seen anything about Slay the Spire but you haven't played it, you might be confused why I'm fighting the Ironclad right now. This is normally a playable character. I mean, I guess it is, but not in the downfall mode. So the whole conceit of the mod is that you are obviously playing as the enemies, or, you know, as the bosses and shit. Oops, was I trying not to swear? I don't remember. If you're a kid, stop watching. Go back in time and stop yourself from watching this so I didn't swear in front of you. Sorry! It's too late now. Alright, let's do this, do this. I don't really need to get that defend out, so I'm not gonna incinerate here. In fact, it's actually better I get it next turn, because it's just gonna, you know, the Ironclad is just gonna shield this turn, so now is when I would actually want to get a free defend, because it's gonna hit me. Yep. Boom. And I can just kill it here. Kaboom. Kablam. Rest in peace, my granny. She got blown up by a bazooka. So here's a fun gem that I don't know why they decided to add. For free, because it's a 0 cost, you just get an extra energy, and you can put that into a card. So if I put that into, say, Incinerate, now Incinerate effectively costs nothing. Obviously, it's not a 0 cost, so it doesn't get buffed by floating, or it doesn't activate floating orbs. And I still need 1 energy to play it. I couldn't play it if I had nothing, like I could with Sentry Blast. But like you get your energy back just for playing it. And any effect, like if I got another Refracted Beam, that is pure value to put a Citrine in, because it activates the gem inside of it more than what you upgrade it. It's just pure value. And again, you don't do anything to get it, and you just get it. Like you have to, you know. I'm gonna compare this to the Awakened again, right? You spend your energy to put Mana Burn on the enemy, and then you spend your energy to drain yourself or generate voids that drain your energy. Like, you have to put in so much effort to get the same stuff that the Guardian can do just for chilling. Like, just tell me what the Slay the Spire devs, or sorry, tell me what the Downfall devs were smoking when they made this character. I'll give you $1 million. That's a lie. I wish I had $1 million. It'd be fucking awesome. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna do this so that this enemy will put me into defensive mode next turn. Because theoretically I will be taking a bunch of damage. And because I'm in defensive mode, now I have 5 spikes. So that's 5 damage 6 times to this enemy, 6 times to this enemy, and this one I'm just gonna kill. And actually, because of defensive mode, I can also double act for free because I don't need to worry about getting blocked for myself. It didn't matter that I double acted because I just killed them anyways with the defend, but you know how it is. Here's the gem that braces. Do I take reroute now? Why would I ever when I could just take a gem? Facts. And then I don't even need to worry about the fact that I'm adding so many cards to my deck because I can just put them into items or into cards later. It's almost depressing. Depressing isn't the right word. Like, it's a little bit sad how it just kind of busted they made this character just for free. Multi-beam, curl up, boom, give me that. And then I gear up so I don't take any damage here, and it's going to take 7. Or it's actually going to take more because it hit me twice. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and now I can do this, and then this, and then this. Will this activate floating orbs if it doesn't do any damage? Oh yeah, technically that cost 0 to play, so I also got floating orbs off of that. Sure, whatever, man. Okay. Okay, so let me do this, Spiker Protocol. Do this, get more damage off of that with that. Riveting Commentary now. This is what goes through my head every time I play Slay the Spire. I just never vocalize it. Why would I? Okay, now actually might be a good time for Time Capacitor, because I'm gonna if I get these double acts off more often, then I'm going to need a lot of stasis slots to hide shit. I mean, it's really just criminal that it keeps giving me double act first. Yeah, man, why not? Oh, and I get that. You know what? Yeah, why not? Ruby. Let's go with that. Spiker Protocol. Let's go with that. You know what? Why not? Let's see what I can get here. 3 Reek, 3 Vulnerable, and 6 Doom. I'm not going to explain what Doom is, but that'd be nice. Apply 6 Goop to it. I mean, it's just a little bit criminal. It's just giving me all of this for free. And I can even do this so that I don't lose strength next turn. I just get to keep that 2 strength I got from the Ruby. Give me that Floating Orbs value. Alright, so now he has 30 Goop. The next time I hit this guy, he's going to take a bunch of damage. Oh, could you imagine if I got Refracted Beam when he takes 30? I could have killed the Merchant right here, right now. But no. Well, I don't have any multi-hits, so just, you know. It would have been nice. God, it would have been crit 30 damage 5 times. Yeah, why not? This fucking character. I've already got him to half. I'm not even out of Act 1 and he's at half... Or no, I am. I'm at the start of Act 2 and he's at half HP. It's a little bit too balanced, honestly. It's just crazy how balanced it is. Boom, 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 boom. Normally I only kill the merchant, if at all. Sometimes I don't. Ooh, just for 0 cost I get to draw a card. Pot of Greed, welcome back. Shaper's Blessing would be kind of nice. But, I mean, 2 cost? I don't know. Oh. Why is Repulsor here? What? That's not a Guardian card. What? I don't have anything that would make it so I get other cards. Right? Like these are obviously other characters. So then why is this here? This is a bronze whatever card. That I don't know why that's there. I would really like to get there are 2 cards that essentially do the same thing. You can put 3 gems into them, and the more gems that are in there, they either do 3 more damage per gem or give you 3 more block per gem. I would really like to do that because I'm loading up on gems, and I mean, like I said, it's not really an issue, but or I can just, you know what, if I get Orrery, what are the odds I get them? Charge core, tick, draw a card. I don't know, these 2, they're kind of like the same thing, but for block or shield, but, or damage, but I don't know, I feel like they're, like, why would I spend 2 energy, right, to put this into stasis, and that doesn't even do anything for me until it ticks down. And, like, yeah, for 3 turns, so this is essentially 30 blocks spread out across 3 turns, and 12 brace. But, like, why wouldn't I just spend 2 energy to block? Like, that's... I mean, I get that it's an investment, and then obviously every single time you get it back, it's free, so you can just play it again. And you could curl it up, I guess. You know what? Why not? Let's take it. Choose a package to place in... I don't really like... Compile package can be good, but, like, you don't... You know, it's usually not really all that good. I'm going to take another Spiker Protocol here. And another Sentry Blast. Those are good. Ooh, Refracted Beam. Give me that. And a Crystal Ray. This is a card that does more damage the more gems you have in your deck. Even if they're... Why don't I just get a different shop? Orrery refreshes the shop? I didn't know that. Singing Bowl would be really good here. Vet Steam is also really good, because it has 2 slots. Deal 14 damage to all enemies. It's supposed to have 1 cost, isn't it? No, I really thought it did. Sorry, all cards in stasis. Time Bomb can be good, especially if you have, as I do, things like Sentry Blast that really benefit from you having accelerate effects. But I don't know. I might just remove it. I might, you know what? But if I take Vent Steam, I'm gonna pretty soon be able to put 2 into that, and I really only have Incinerate and Refracted Beam, so I would, but I only have 4 gems, and I can just upgrade Twin Slam too. Both Lightning would be good here, but I'm broke. Okay, I'm just gonna remove a strike. I'm sort of pressuring myself not to like sit there for too long trying to make decisions with the thought process that there's someone watching me. Theoretically. I could hope. You know, wishful thinking that there's gonna be someone who for some reason finds this entertaining enough. Whoa. Centennial Puzzle. Give me more cards, why don't you? Alright, let's weaken you. Tell you what, I'll do this, then this. Refracted Beam. Just kill the Mystic so it doesn't heal anymore. Do that. And now I just got 2 strength for free. Love to see it. So now all my attacks do 2 more damage. Sadly that doesn't apply to Floating Orbs. That would be... God, can you imagine? Your Floating Orbs benefited from strength. Oh. Oh, and an already upgraded refracted beam. You spoil me. Alright, Citrine, you're in. Alright, Opal. Let's actually, let's put you on Incinerate. And then I'm gonna put the... I'm actually not gonna put the Ruby in... The effects of the gems happen after the card effects. So even though getting temporary strength is really good for refracted beam, you wouldn't want it to be on the refracted beam itself, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna be killing the shop. You know what? I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna be very greedy. This just makes it free, right? Yeah, that's really tempting. Alright, you know what? Yeah, double act. I absolutely should just double upgrade this. It's crazy. It was a really good luck to get double act. If I can get it right now. They're calling it the most rigged run of all time. I'm probably gonna... I might even just be able to straight up kill it here. Especially if I get... Oh my god. Okay, so give me that. Give me all that energy I just spent to do that much damage back. Let's see. Sentry Blast. Boom. Give me that. More damage. More damage. And give me 10 Thorns, because he's going to hit me 5 times. Facts. Oh, right, I need to upgrade it so I get more 10 Thorns when I actually do that. Okay. Probably should just defend here. Or I do this so I immediately... Oh my god, watch this. Hang on. Floating Gorge value. Alright, watch this. Okay, hits me once, I go into defensive form, and then I get even more spikes. And now it's at 50 HP. That's what I like to call balance. I actually didn't need the defensive protocol there. Oops. And drawing a card would be worthless for me because it's going to be a curl up that I actually can't play. But that does more damage. And I'm not going to play the curl up next turn anyways, so... Oh, I should... well, I just lost out on some damage. If it lives here, because I... Nope, never mind. Boom! Alright. I'm actually gonna take Priming Shot here. It's not amazing, but a socket. I really want sockets at this point. Whenever you're into defensive mode, gain 2 strength. Start of your turn, brace 4. That'd be really good if I was doing a build like that, but emergency can be good. I'll actually take suspension. Like being able to having something more than just curl up. Yeah, it comes with a slot. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that, and then I will get rid of. That gives me block. I don't really actually like shield charger gives me block, but yeah, I definitely think I should keep some of these defends because otherwise I just have no way of getting block. I haven't even gotten the card that gives me what's it called? There's a gem. It kind of does the same thing as those crystal shivs, but you get shield instead of damage. Ooh. I'm gonna be fighting an elite. Yeah, I'll just heal. I don't want to sell this run. Especially now when I've been touting this whole time, like, well, this character's broken, and then I just die, and then I just lose. That'd be funny. Gulp. Alright. Boom. And then I think I just brace, because now I'm gonna get that juicy 6 thorns. Against the snake plant. Love to see it. Do that. Do that. I could multi-beam here. I don't think I want to though. This is actually not that kinda sucks for me, actually. I'm never gonna kill it with this, and I also don't have floating orbs up. I think I just go for block. I wonder if this is even good to just like have it on the background. Like, is this even like second screen material? My voice. I mean, I can think of one person likes my voice. One single person. And it'd be kind of bad if they didn't, so... Yeah, can you tell I used to be in choir?
And double back just wins us the fight. That's real. I used to be in choir. You know, I thought about that. I was like thinking about this for a bit before I like actually installed OBS to make this video. Like, for some people, this is gonna be their first time ever even just hearing me talk. Like they just, cause like wherever I know them from, like, oh my god, a free double act. Okay. Like I don't. It's just not really a place where conversation happens. You know. I'm gonna gear up here. Like, I don't know, anyone from the Risk of Rain Discord. Risk of Rain 1, to be clear. I'm not in that evil Risk of Rain 2 Discord. We're for evil people who are evil. Maybe you'll love me. Facts. Alright. Let's do this. Double act. Century Ray View. I could multi-beam. Be a little bit funny. 8 times 4 to all of them. But I think it's going to be more worth it if I do something like this, and 6 times 5 is way overkill, but I mean 35 damage, then I'm going to get those crystal shivs. I have 2 strength, so I actually don't think the crystal shivs are going to do enough. Yeah, I think I just killed him. It's a bit overkill damage, but I think it's worth it. Then I just block here. Bunch of damage, floating orbs. I got another floating orbs. I forgot about that. Incinerate. Yep. Ooh, Smiling Mask, that's really good. Remember how I said that, like, removing, like, thinning out your deck is difficult because every time you want to remove a card, it costs more? So, this just completely gets rid of that. And now it's always going to cost 50 souls in this case. When you're playing as one of the bosses for Downfall, you have Underfell. What the hell am I talking about? You have souls instead of money. I wonder why. Oop, well, there goes that enemy. Like, it's sort of a weird thing. Like, I mean, they function the exact same. The only difference is, like, there's an enemy that can steal money from you, and when you fight that enemy, it can't do that, and it's just like, hey, you don't have any money for us to steal. Like, that's literally, like, the only thing I can think of that's, like, it's different. I really am not sure why they did it like that. Priming shot. Imagine if that was Brace 5. I would, let's just say, it'd be all over my screen. Thanks. I can't decide if I want to be, like, family friendly or not, but also, like, who cares? I'm not trying to monetize my, like, uploads or anything on YouTube. Ooh, big damage. I don't know, maybe one day down the line I'll regret it, because it's like, Repulsor again! What the hell? I mean, I might actually take it. 1 cost power, why not? Alright, just rest up here for the big fight. Is this the one? Yeah, Wheel of Fate. I really like this boss. So, it can pick from the 4 base game characters, and also this guy, which is part of the mod. Like, when it comes to what like, player, you know, what, like, quote-unquote good guy you will fight. And... okay, that seems good. And each one has its own, like, versions. So every time you fight the Hermit, not every time, there's only like 4 different versions. Actually, I think there's only 3 different versions of each good guy. But that's still like 9 different, or no, that's 12 different bosses you can encounter, and you only encounter 3 anyways across the 3 acts. But yeah, do this just to guarantee myself that free speed. But I really like this version of the Hermit. So basically, like it works like this for all the bosses, but you can see what cards they have and how much, like, damage they're gonna do to you and everything. But specific to the Wheel of Fate Hermit, you can see the next card, and every time you attack the Hermit, it'll cycle out this card for the next one. Like, it goes
this way, cycling the cards. So if I don't want him to do maintenance, which I don't, why is this a skill? This is absolutely a power. What the hell? This is a power. That is that effect is just what a power would have. Whatever. Let's say I didn't want him to use that, which I do not. I can attack him, and now instead he has Panacea. And I probably shouldn't hit him again because he's going to double. Yeah, with the Necronomicon, he's going to double short fuse. So I should not. Or I hit him 3 times. Do I have the means to hit him 3 times? Yes, with the Refracted Beam Plus. Yes, I do. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to curl up that. It's a 2 cost, and I'm an idiot. Well, you win some, you lose some. Okay. Now let's do that. Winter Suspension to put that back in there. Probably should cycle out the Nec. But, I mean, him having Necronomicon means he's not going to do anything to me. Let's get rid of that Panacea. Now, here's the question. Do I Refracted Beam or Crystal Ray? And I guess Laser Turret's also an option. Actually? Yeah. Yeah, I just it's like interactive. Like I'm sure you've noticed as I've been talking this whole time. It's like, oh, do I want to hit him? Because then he'll get this, blah blah blah. Like some of the bosses, it's just like, I'm just gonna beat you to death. I don't give a shit about anything that you are doing. I'm just gonna kill you. But some of them are more interactive like this, and I really like that. Multi-beam is 12 damage at this point, but I still don't want to hit him. But I don't want him to get that maintenance. 2 dexterity, so he gets 2 more block every time he blocks, and his strikes do more damage. No. No. Sorry. Die. Alright, so that might have been all of my energy, but look at that. I was 66 damage right there. I kind of just wanted to pop the multi-beam, I'm not gonna lie. So normally when you defeat a boss, you get healed to full, but because I'm on Ascension 9, I don't. Yeah, Ascension number 5's effect is that I heal less after boss battles. So, you have to play a lot safer during boss battle. I mean, not that you shouldn't be playing safe, but oh my god, gem cannon. Okay, sure. Oh my god, yeah, sure. So this is a really awesome card. It activates all of your gems, even if they're in sockets. So if I get another Citrine, this is just for free. I get to activate all of my gems. Yeah, man, why not? Do I take Sozu? I feel like I do. Runic Dome would be kind of funny. I do know some people have been playing this game for so long that even when they take Runic Dome, they just know. I'm sure you've noticed when I hover over an enemy, there's a little flow chart of what they're gonna do, which I think actually doesn't go away when you pick Runic Dome, but that'd be cheating. So, assuming you keep track, and also there's certain things. It's there's a 33% chance to do this, but a 66 to do this. So it's you can't actually really know. Birdcage would be good. I could just get rid of my defense. But especially with Ice Cream, I feel like I'd want to take either Sozu or Runic Dome. Not having potions feels like, it's not really going to be that big of a deal, but think about when I just completely destroyed that one fight because I had that Counter-Strike potion, At least I don't have Bark. I don't have Sacred Bark, so I don't need to worry about that. I mean, I'm going to have, this would give me 5 energy during elite and boss fights. 4 during regular fights, and I want to have a lot of energy, which is, obviously synergy with Ice Cream and Multi-Beam. Am I crazy, or is Multi-Beam not that good? 66 damage? I spent 6 energy to do 66 damage. And yeah, 66 damage is nothing to sneeze at, but I can do half of that with 1 Crystal Ray,
It doesn't show the actual damage of Crystal Ray in here. But like, for just 2 energy, I could do half of that. And think about how much energy I spent doing like Curl Up and Suspension just to get it to that amount of damage, when I could be, you know, curling up like a Refracted Beam to get it for free or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's that worth it. I mean, you would have to have some way to just like, I mean, obviously when you upgrade it, it scales a lot better, but I don't know. I guess 2 more yeah, it's probably really good when upgraded, but like, why would I could upgrade that for it to be good if I can get it into that situation, or like upgrade my laser turret to do 2 more damage every time it ticks, or upgrade my floating orbs to do 1 more damage every time I do pretty much anything in this build, or upgrade my repulsor to make it free. Yeah, make it free. I could make my refracted beams activate their gems more. Oh, and it also increases the damage. I don't know. I really don't think multi-beam is worth it. I think I just go for Sozu. It's the final act. I have to hope. Ooh, that might do me. It'll be. I have to hope that I don't need to rely on potions that much. Let's see if I can rest max here. Oh, I can. That's 3 with an elite tied to it. Love that. For only 2 fights, 3 question marks, I take it. Ooh, Darkling. Well, this is good Mercury Hourglass value. Okay. The gimmick of this fight is that you have to have all 3 of them dead at the same time. If you kill just one of them, after 2 turns, it comes back with half HP. It's like, yeah, you have 2 turns to kill the other ones, but it can sometimes be difficult. Alright, let's do that. Get all that energy back. Let's do this. Activate a whole bunch of gems. Yep, isn't that fun? It is. But it's fun for me. Okay, so that one's dead. I could take this just to shield a bunch, or just hope that I get a bunch of shield. But because I have Sozu, I'm never going to get any potions ever again, and I feel like I can save it, especially if I'm going to have 3 rests coming up. I could block. I could block. If I second slam, obviously I get the damage. And I keep 1 thorns. If I block, that's only going to do 3 damage. I think I do this actually. Why would I spend 1 to like lose 2 less thorns when I can just go into defensive mode and get a bunch of thorns anyways? Double act. Sentry wave you because you're going to attack me. Be smart about this. Alright, multi-beam, I'm trusting you. I will suspend you. And then I'm actually not good. I'm only gonna take 1 damage when I get hit here, so I really don't need to worry about shielding myself. So I guess I just laser turret, just set that up for later. I'll get time capacitor soon, and I can get me another stasis slot. Which again, like I mentioned when I got it, how much do I really need? Not once during this run have I ever been like, if only I had 1 more stasis slot. I don't know. There's good multi-beam value, but only because I had to kill all of them at once. Ooh, Temporal Strike's really good. So that is more damage than a strike, and I can put a gem into it, and if I have a card in stasis, which I will, I get an energy back. So it's essentially free the same way that Refracted Beam is free, but like I still need the energy to do it, but still. I'm Complete is really funny. I have gotten it to work 1 time, but not being able to heal while I only have 65 health left, I feel like is bad for me. But that would upgrade. I have 27 cards, and I haven't really been upgrading a lot of them because I've just had to rest so much. 999 souls. Am I even gonna stop by a shop? Bars? No, I'm not even gonna hit a shop. The thing with Iron Complete is then you don't have anything to do when you're at a rest stop because you can't heal and you have nothing to upgrade. It'd be really... Why not? Crowbot. Whoa. lose. What? I have never seen this. It's like a mini boss, because like it has the things here. What the hell? Whoa, what? Is this like a work in progress character or something? Downfall extension. When Crowbot is at or below, it loses 3 HP and gain 1 strength at the end of its turn. No, so it's gonna, okay. This thing is gonna Yo. This thing's gonna deal a lot of damage to me. It's okay. Good thing I have all this block. Okay, do that. Refracted beam. Okay, I need to clear some things out of my deck before I gem cannon, because then it's going to give me the crystal ships, and I actually kind of don't want that right now. Yep, do that. Oh, and I drew a card too because of Opal. It's like the person I know. I know someone named Opal. For those of you who didn't get the joke. Twin Slam. Twin Slam. I don't have floating orbs up, so no. I guess that rebound, whatever it's called, would have been nice if just to play it and then I could do it and then I don't know, it's like how much am I willing to put in to multi-beam just for it to be like decent compared to like Crystal Ray. Crystal Ray, like, this is a common card compared to Refracted Beam or Multi-Beam, which is a rare because it's blue. Like, I think it's technically uncommon is the term. Rare cards are the yellow ones, but still, like, whatever. Oh, I'm gonna take a lot of damage here if I'm not careful. Fact, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna block the first. Ooh. Yeah, I think this is worth. I think this is worth it. Stasis field. Oh, if only I had an extra slots. Ah. Okay. Yeah, definitely kill it this turn. That's the good fun. That's the fun part about laser turret. Even when it comes out, it's free. You can just play it again. Unceasing top. Okay, if I can get like a lot of energy, that'd be really good, dude. Ice cream and unceasing top. If I was on like any other, oh, here's Aquamarine. That's the one that gives me a shield. If I was on like any other character, it's fucking awesome. Give me some block. Temporary strength. Block some more. Actually, I'm gonna put Gear Up in. Gear Up is pretty good value to stasis. I actually didn't need the shield there. I could have saved one energy. Oops. All right. I always double act here. That's just free damage. That's free weak. Yeah, okay. And that's gonna kill us off. Nice. Crystal Ray. Alright, where do I need to go to your 3? Right, this way? Yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. Bye-bye defend. Just get to get rid of a card for free. Ooh. Don't have any potions. Do I fight? No, I think my build's set. Yeah, no need to be greedy. Facts. Okay, let's put this Aquamarine. Yeah, why not? Ooh, Pocket Sentry. That's a fun one. Okay, and then I can upgrade. When do I want to upgrade? Refracted Beam would make it so I get an extra energy if I upgrade it. Like, I get more than I put in. Yeah, I think I just do that. And it does damage, but, you know. Okay. So it's 2 elites in a row, but I'm gonna be able to heal. I have faith. Oh, it's the giant head. So this one's really scary, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Actually, yeah. So priming shot. That. Gem cannon. Gem alert. Flowing orbs. Crystal ward. The way this guy works is the more cards you play in that turn, the more damage he takes. So you want to play your biggest things last. So let me do that. And look at that, 12 damage 5 times, plus the crystal chips. Boom, 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 boom. 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 You love to see it. This fight can be really problematic if you have like a, if you have more of a defensive build. Act 3 of Slay the Spire is, I mean, it is meant to weed out like slow builds. Like if you can't dump a bunch of damage onto this guy, you're just gonna eat shit and lose the run, obviously. So, oh, double act. That I'd love to see. Alright, defensive mode there to take no damage, and now I have 10 energy. And where is multi-beam when you need it? I have 10 energy right now, and this bit is just not here. Okay, buddy. Let's do that. Sentry wave, boom, sentry wave, boom. How can I get the most damage out here? I think. Okay, let's do this. And then let's do this. And then, so this will do 69, 8 times 6, 8, 16, 24. So this is a bit less damage, but I get the energy back. And that makes this do more damage. And this is my big hitter, so yeah, I'm going to do that. And this is actually going to be really good ice cream value, because I'm not going to be able to spend all of my energy here, even if I wanted. 73 damage, boom. So now I'm going to start next turn with 3 extra energy. And then, I mean, it really does just like compound, right? Ooh, unless you get something like multi-beam. Alright, do that, give me my energy back. Crystal ward, slow it down even more. There's 100 health left. It's going to debuff me, so I don't even need to worry about shielding myself. Do I multi-beam last? Probably. But doesn't that, like, with ice cream, right? Do I even want to spend the last of my energy on multi-beam? Compared to just having more energy next turn? Like, let's be real. I mean, okay. 3 times 12? Yeah, whatever. Let's just kill it. If that enemy had a significant... Ooh, prismatic barrier plus. Yes, sir. Now that I have... Not that I have any gems to put in there right now, but I will. Oh, see this is somewhere. Prismatic barrier does nothing, by the way. If you don't have any gems in it, it's just a waste of 1 energy. I think it's kind of funny. Okay, let's kill you. Suspend the gear up. Defend. Twin slam. Yeah. I kind of glossed over it, but suspending gear up is good because, obviously, because it has retain on it. It's just gonna be a 0 cost card just sitting in your repertoire for as long as you need, really. Finding shot. That's Sentry Lash. You got to kill it. That's very good. So yeah, whenever I need 10 brace, I can just pop it just whenever I want. It's very nice. Okay, let's weaken you because you're about to hit me for a lot of damage. And actually, I want that Thorns right now. So let's Refracted Beam you. And then I'm gonna curl up you so I can start getting some shield off of you, and that braces me. So I actually don't even need to use gear up right now. I can just block and is it even worth it to kill this? Well, I guess because I have like a gauntlet of enemies after, so I want to take as least damage as possible. So yes. Okay. So, let's Floating Orbs twice, then Fracted Beam, so I get more energy than I put in. Look at that. And then let's use that. Actually, I should do this to get temp strength. I sold a little tiny bit of damage. No, baby, no. Crystal Shiv. And then let's... So, I mean, I just kind of always Spiker Protocol here. I really don't see any reason not to. And let's do that. Okay. Boom. Do I gear up here? I'm going to take 34 damage. So wait, take out the 4, 14. That would not activate my brace. So I'm gonna save it. So now this turn, I can use gear up. I don't. Okay, never mind. I actually didn't need to because of shield charger giving me brace. Yeah, why not? All right, there, and now that capacitor has brought me value because I have 4 things in my stasis now. All right, let's do that, and why don't I just kill her? Goodbye, Rockomancer. This would have been so good to get earlier. That would have been so nice to get earlier into the run, and I'm gonna take a free time capacitor. After an Elita fight, you can always get a gem. It's so nice. Ooh, this is the Writhing Mass. It's a little bit scary, because every time you hit it, it's gonna do a different thing, and so sometimes that thing is 9 damage 3 times, and sometimes it's like 12. You know. It can also give you a permanent debuff, so that is definitely scares me at least. Alright, Spiker Protocol. Let's curl up you. It also has malleable, so every time I hit it, every time I break its shield, it's going to get more block, and the block that it gets when its shield breaks increases. So I just gave it 33 shield, so I kind of just can't do anything to it right now. Like, and I think it's actually best that I don't. 12 damage is the least it can do to me, so I'm just going to let it hit me. This isn't even an elite, by the way, just to be clear. Alright, Floating Orbs twice, Gem Cannon, give me that temp strength. And obviously the other benefits. Priming Shot, give me even more temp strength. Okay, now... Crystal Ward. See if I can get it... I want to stop it on one of the low hits, like 12. I mean, 16's fine, but... Oh, I have to break its shield to change its intent? Forgot about that part. Alright, Repulsor. So technically Repulsor doesn't do anything for me right now because I don't have any status cards or curse cards. But one of the things it can do, which is very evil, is that curse I mentioned, where like it's a curse card it gives you, then you just kind of have to deal with having that curse card on you now. Oh, that is so massive for me. This is a really good Writhing Mass fight. I'm probably gonna kill it before it even gets to curse me. Especially if I get this hand. No, I don't think I multi-beam here. That's gonna give it a bunch of malleable charges. Ooh, and it weakened me. Do I have double slam? No! I could have removed that weaken and would have killed it. But, well, hang on. 7 times 5. That, here's the thing. If it gets the shield, I don't think it would get the shield. It would only get the shield after I've already damaged it. And I also don't want it to do 10 times 3 to me, so... Okay, thank God it doesn't work like that. Whew. If it got the shield after every hit, I would have... It's over for me. That would have just been it. Spent all of my energy for a whole load of nothing. Centaur Wave. I'm gonna curl up the Crystal Ray. And then I'm just gonna save energy for Ice Cream. This fight's a bit scary too. It puts Constricted on me, so even if it's not hitting me, I'm gonna take 10 damage at the end of my turn, so I need to block that. Unfortunately, this is not a very good build for blocking. Actually kinda sucks. Twin Slams should get rid of some of it over time, I guess. Okay, let's do this. Floating Orbs. This. Crystal Shiv. Twin Slam. It does. That's very good. So now I'm only taking 8 damage at the end of my turns. This is going to be really scary though. If I can't take it out quickly. Floating Orbs. Tourmaline. Okay, let's do this. Now I can do that. Crystal Ward. Lock. Bracing 6 wouldn't do anything for me. Let's just do that. Minimize damage as much as possible because I have one more fight after this. Alright, and now I get a free Crystal Ray. See, now imagine if I had instead put a multi-beam in there. I know I've been clowning on it the whole time, but it really does, like, it does not feel very helpful. Alright, it's just the Maw. This one I feel like I'm decently safe on. I don't think I'm gonna get destroyed. See, Crystal Ray feels like the right play here, but if I use both my Twin Slams, then I'm gonna get 2 strength for the entire rest of the fight. And it's really good for like my shivs and stuff, so. You might be wondering why I used my gear up there. It's because this thing had the chance to do 30 damage to me, and I really thought I was gonna need the shield and everything, but never mind. It's just not going to, I guess. Whatever, man. I guess I'll do that and then that, which will get me into defensive mode. And then just not play Prismatic Barriers for that ice cream value. Look at that. Alright. Tourmaline. Time Capacitor. Boom. Gem Cannon. Ba 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 ba. Crystal Shiv. Do that. Okay. Now, let's do this. Century Wave. I could pop 14 times 9 damage right here. In fact, I think I will. Maybe I should upgrade. I mean, I definitely have to heal before the fight, but if I had the option, you know, I probably would upgrade multi-beam. I see the vision. Now that I'm just like getting a bunch of energy and I can just pop like 140 damage. Like imagine if I did have it upgraded there, you know? Crazy. Let's just do this. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. I feel decently confident about this run. Again, I could just get absolutely destroyed by this boss. It's not always that like the downfall bosses are like actually like scary or threatening, you know? But like when I first started playing this mod, it felt like I didn't even need to worry about them. Like sometimes they're just complete pushovers, and then other times you just get like destroyed. So this is gonna be Battle of the Energies, this jackass. Alright. Why? Alright, so whenever I play a power, right. This one's really scary. This version of Defect is all about playing not just orbs, but really strong orbs, like really scary orbs. I don't like it. And the more powers you play, the stronger it gets. So I'm just not gonna play Repulsor. I took it for, it's kind of like an insurance thing, right? Like what if I did get cursed by that writhing mass? Or just something else put a curse on me that... Oh my god, wait, I didn't even think about that. It's gonna get power from my float orbs. I think it's still worth it to play them. Because floating orbs is just so much value. I'm not gonna time capacitor though. Okay. Here's what we'll do. That, weaken it more. Refracted Beam. Crystal Shiv. It's already at half health, look at that. And then I'm gonna curl up for the stasis, purely for that, so I can get into defensive mode. Okay. So now you might notice I have 10 energy,
And where is my multi-beam? I can't complain every time. I would like to, though. Okay. I just paid... I just paid $2 for cola. And where is my cola? I'm going to destroy this fucking piece of shit. Everyone watching this definitely gets that reference. Am I right, fellas? This fucking machine. Okay, feed more block. You can stack defensive mode. If you get like again, you can keep like stacking more and more of it to keep like having the benefits of it. Okay, it's a bit scary every time I want to play a power. Oh, here's multi-beam when I run when I don't have a bunch of energy. Alright, it's clean 15 block. Ooh, free temporal strike. I'll take it with a crystal ward attached. Sentry blast. Suspend the multi-beam. Surely it'll be really good next time. Do that, then I don't even need to worry about defending. I can just save that energy for next time. Now I exit defensive mode. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Priming shots. This. Weaken. Laser turret. Kill. I love when a good plan comes to fruition. Alright, so notice how that first run is the Awaken, I just ate shit and died. And then this run, my first one on, I beat Ascension 9. So I'm halfway to being at Ascension 20 is the highest. I'm halfway to being at max Ascension for this character because it's just so balanced. You know, it's honestly a little bit too balanced. Okay, this video is an hour and 40 minutes. I'm just gonna stop recording. Goodbye, everyone. If you made it this far, I love you platonically, and if you're my partner, I love you romantically. Not gonna apply to a lot of people. I actually doubt they're gonna make it to the end of this video if they watch it at all. But